Some people are starting to think that a dollar crow coin might not happen in 2025. I am personally not in that bucket. I believe in the dollar crow coin in 2025. And in fact, I think it could go a lot higher. But look at this Binance article on Binance Square, which was written by this Cryptopolitan publication over here. They're talking about some of their predictions. And I want to keep in mind, guys, that the CRO price getting predicted by a Binance platform might not be the best place to get your information. What they do, though, is they kind of go through here and talking about some of the stories that are going on, some of the sentiment, and the inevitable predictions that they come up with this are, is Cronos a good investment? They say strong short-term bullish momentum, growing DeFi ecosystem with crypto.com to boost its utility investor appeal. That's what I believe. But even with that, they're asking, will Cronos reach 50 cents? Based on long-term forecast, Cronos is projected to reach 50 cents by 2029. Are we going to wait for 50 cents by 2029? That's only a 5x, which means they don't think that Cronos can do over a 5x in this bull market. Asking about $1 in this publication, they're saying, I could reach it by 2031. So what? We got to wait 6 years to see Cronos 10x when we've talked about so many other altcoins and Crow as well that could easily 10x in the next, honestly, in the next few months, with 2025 being a pro-crypto year with politics in the US and all these other things. I don't like these predictions, guys. I don't think that these are realistic. What I do think is realistic is that knowing that crypto.com's Crow coin is a top 50 coin, and knowing that crypto.com is such a successful company, I do think that we are going to see a lot higher prices for the CRO token than this platform was predicting. Just to get back to its previous high, you would see Crow coin going from where it's at today to its previous high, doing an 8x. That is already squashing all the other predictions. And so inevitably, that article, my point is saying that there's no all-time high coming for Crow in 2025. And we've got a Cronos ETF with a partnership with the president coming later this year. That's what's been promised, and crypto.com seems to have kind of fulfilled the promises to their roadmap. Now, when that roadmap did come out, that was one of the catalysts that drove the price of CRO a lot higher. And this is when we saw Crowcoin. And just to think of this, Crowcoin went, guys, and let me share my screen, looking at its lows in, October, to where it went to in in a month, in a few days, honestly, it went up 3.2x in less than a month. Articles and folks and people that don't believe the dollar crow coin, I think they're getting caught in the bearish trap and the bearish sentiment. Sure, we've had some unfortunate news about the crow unburn, and it's certainly something that has caused some crow investors to pause in their thoughts, maybe their bullish thoughts towards CRO, which I totally understand. We've talked about the unburn and how personally we don't like it. But what we do like is that CRO is a utility token for a DeFi chain that has not existed yet during a bull market. And this is the first bull market where Cronos coin has the opportunity to make some of the big gains that I think everybody's been waiting for. And because when DeFi gets more popular, we could see the Cronos ecosystem continue to grow and then maybe get more exchange listing for some of the memes from Cronos onto platforms like Blowfin or some of the others. And if you want to trade Crow, it's actually not one of the ones that I trade a lot. I'm more so DCA and hold Crow for the long term, but you could trade Crow on Blowfin. You could leverage trade it, you could spot trade it. And I like this platform a lot when it comes to trading. I like to hold Crow for the long term though, personally. Looking at the chart for CRO today, we're a little bit lower than we were just yesterday. We had a very nice pump for Bitcoin over the last few weeks. It's been tremendously bullish. And so Crowcoin has gotten a nice bounce, already come up about 40% from its lows in 2025, which is great. Can we go higher? I think it's incredibly bearish for this publication that I was reading to you guys earlier to be talking about only a 50-cent Crow by 2020, what did they say, 2029, which is crazy to me. And then $1 until 2031. I think that we could see $1 in 2025. That's been my opinion for a very long time, and that opinion has not changed. I never got bearish on this bull market. A lot of people were kind of giving up on the bull market, saying that the top was in. Never did I ever do that. I was talking about lower levels because I was thinking, hey, maybe Bitcoin can dip down to 65K. Maybe it could dip down to 71K or something like that. We didn't end up seeing that happen, and Bitcoin continued to move higher. But at no point did I ever surrender the fact that, I believe this is a bull market. And with that, I think that altcoins, CRO coin included, most of the good ones, CRO being one of the good ones, could surpass its previous high, have a 10x, maybe even a 20x. I think that CRO coin could be a 20x token for this bull market. I think that $2 is on the table, but I think $1 is still a slam dunk, even in the year 2025, because I truly believe that this bull market could be about to kick off as we see tariff deals settle and inflation concerns go to the wayside and the Fed cutting rates, Bitcoin soaring as a hedge against inflation, as a global, really a global part of the global allocation for just long-term holding. If Bitcoin's going higher, total market cap's going higher, CRO, the Cronos chain, CRO token, and crypto.com's popularity will likely, in my opinion, only increase. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I want to know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. That's all I have for you in this one, guys. Do me a favor, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, DCA, HODL, and of course, my friends, I'll see you in the next one. I got 2 videos for you right here if you want to check them out. Until next time, guys, peace. See you next time.